Here's a ongoing mid-project update on a little bit of engine refresh on this 1958 Eldorado Brougham. Not engine refresh, but we're just doing basically all that was wrong with it was a water pump, and then we're just kind of doing some refresh on it. So this is a continuation video of it, just kind of documenting some of the car, what these things are about. So in here we've got the new water pump on it, all detailed really well, and went pretty straightforward. And you can see some of the differences here on a Eldorado Brougham with the rear heater cores for the seat. That has a separate heating section. There's your water pump to the heater core lines there. So haven't got a gasket on it yet. Kind of stopped there because the water pump kit actually didn't come with one, and those are not readily available at most of your auto parts stores, so I had to order one online. Anyway, so you can see how we just kind of detailed it up here. Motor was always really nice. Hasn't been refreshed as far as the cosmetics on it probably since the 70s. And just going through a few things on it. And so we've got the front down, and the next step is we're gonna get all this back together and then pull the carburetors off and everything. Because right now it still actually runs as it is, and so get that done. I'm doing the power steering pump and reservoir as we speak. Some of the brackets are being done as we speak. There's your generator and compressor section there. I have the compressor unbolted from it there, but big combo there. Of course, the tri-carbs, and that's kind of that. So a lot of little detail work. Everything is very hard on these because actually, other than these two bolts right here, every bolt on the water pump is different. All different lengths for the different brackets. This is where the power steering goes. I had to put washers in there just to put it on for now so it would seal up and everything. So you got to keep track of all those. Nothing easy. And of course, you know, you just can't pull the pulley off. You got to pull the radiator out on these. And that's that. So on it goes. And back to looking at the old car. So it's on the lift there. What else can I say about this project? Not much, really. It's just ongoing. So a lot to talk about on these cars. I talked about it on the first video, with a lot of the history of these, and this is, like I said, an add-on to that. I don't want to repeat myself too much about all the different features and stuff of these cars, because they are quite unique and quite impressive when you think about it for 1958. So that's kind of what the engine blue looked like there. So we're gonna get all this and clean it all up. I'm not gonna pull the intake off of it, but I'm gonna pull all this off and do it really nice. So I said it runs, you know, very good. And this is not a tri-carb delete like a lot of people do, where they just run the center carb. All three of these work, and when they kick in, it's boom, whoa. It's very noticeable. Good power for a 365 cubic inch motor. And these are the what they're known as the Cadillac OHV motors, and I believe they ran from 53 to 66, if I remember right, ending up with the last year with the 429 cubic inch motor, which is a great engine. The neat thing about the OHV motors, I think that they had a lot of I don't know, maybe just catering to the clientele at the time. The OHV motor, they rev. This will, you know, it's got a higher rise intake, and even on your 429 with a single 4-barrel, it's high like that, as to where they went to what they call the world's largest family, which is your 472, your 500, and then on to your 425, and eventually the 6-liter. But those had the flat intakes because they were really kind of a universal intake that worked on a rear-wheel drive platform and the front-wheel drive platform is starting in 1967 on the second year Tornado, or second year Eldorado, or excuse me, first year Eldorado, second year Tornado. But the Cadillac motor went from a 429 in the rear-wheel drive, like a 66 Eldorado or any DeVille or anything like that, to a 472 and on from there. And that motor had the flat intake, and so they had hardly any RPM, but they had a lot of torque, and so that was those motors have a lot of potential when you change out the intakes and things like that on a Cadillac motor. But breathing wise, the OHV motor is great all the way around. They're just a good running motor, and they idle very, very smooth. That's one of the I can't remember the timing, or excuse me, the firing order is different in this than like the world's largest. These just have a very sewing machine type of idle to them, and always have. So it's kind of a neat deal there. But that's the differences in some of the years, and then you go into this. Not that it really matters, because pretty much all these cars are going to be that. Very few of these motors went bad or got changed. Talking the numbers matching down there. So there's the engine, the car number there. I said this particular engine has never been out of this car. It's been some of the things worked on, obviously. This is probably the second water pump in this car. Handful of other things, obviously, but the block heads have never been out of it. And so kind of an interesting thing to see. These are vacuum operated windshield wiper systems here, up there, so works that. Kind of a complicated system, but a lot of cars had it in that era. And of course the power brakes, which is kind of unique here. It's almost like a cantilever brake system on this car, which it really is. Sit sideways. And your batteries in the trunk on this car. One of the interesting things you see with this is the size of this hood is very small. I have it in the back of one of our pickups over there, and it's just, I mean, it's tiny. If you compare it to even, I don't know, even the hood of that Shelby right there. This is a very small hood, and so there's not a lot of room to service around this. And I guess they did that just for the design of the car. And of course, you know, it opens this way, so the hinges are. And when you pull the release, then the whole hood springs up nice and kind of slowly. And they call it self-opening, but it's just spring-loaded. So right there, with the springs on that, bring it up. What else? That's it. So this is basically, I'd say 30% into this project, maybe 40%. So 30%, because we're gonna do a lot more to it. So this thing will look like it's supposed to when it's done. Other than it's got some chrome valve covers and chrome additions that were on this car all the way back into the 70s. So it's going to stay that way. And I think they're very nice. They've really held up well. And it adds a lot of stuff. And from my understanding, it was done on this particular car to represent the one that got crushed, the Motorama car. So this was supposed to be that, but it's, you know, it's not really, but it's got all the chrome, and I think they did those that way at that time. So that's been chromed, the valve covers chrome, the air cleaners chrome, a lot of little chrome things like relay things there, even the top of the fan shroud, which if I start studying these cars, because even though this one's nice, I study other people's cars just to see what the general consensus of it is, of what one of these is supposed to be like, because you really don't know. And somebody says, oh, this is that, this is this, but not unless you see a really, really original photo of one of these can you really say so. Things like what color the bracket from here to here is going to be. Was it blue or is it black? Well, general consensus says it's black, but some of them are blue, like the one on the goes to the power steering, it's a blue bracket. So just who knows which way they did it at the time. So I study those other cars and find out. And one of the things I never see on these things are the fan shrouds. Those little bitty, you can see it out there. It's just the fans there. We're going to polish that all up. And so the little top part of it, it breaks in half. It's metal. It's been chromed. But yeah, you usually don't see those things on these cars. So very few. And of course, most of them are not on the real air like this is either. I say not most. A lot of them still have it. A lot of them have been kept up. But a lot of people have put these on springs, which have really just, like I said, it's not like taking a 59 Eldorado and putting it on springs. This is a different animal. You really mess the cars up putting on the springs. 59 Eldorado on springs is an improvement, to be honest. This car on springs is, I wouldn't want to own the car at all, because it was designed specifically for air system on this car. That's about it. Just another shot of the interior. There's no battery in it right now. We got it done, so looking nice. And anyway, that's kind of how we work on things around here. Just if our hands get dirty, we're doing something wrong. So that's it. Check back for more. I was trying to do some Eldorado Brougham videos because there's not many of them out there, and of course, it's a car that not many people know about, so it's not like this is going to set the internet on fire because it's such a specialty deal. But so hope people enjoy that and a little bit more, and I'll have a update here soon on some more stuff. And we've got our CLC fender cover on there. I usually put towels all over it when I work on it, including that. So that's just there for the video, but it gets used just like that. So. I said when I work on it, you see it's all covered, so I can never mess anything up. So, thanks for watching.